Hi guys, it's Brownie from Manhattan, New York, and I literally just woke up. But I wanted to come on here and get a video up for you guys. This week has been so trying, so many things happened. So, as you guys know, I'm currently not working ever since I had the baby, ever since I got pregnant. Excuse me, last year, I haven't been working because I had a high-risk pregnancy. You guys know I was taking progesterone to stay pregnant. It was just, am I going to make it to the end of this and come out successful? So, thank God I did. Baby girl is okay. Micah Angelina, Michaela, Micah Angeli is currently sick. So, it's been super sad because I haven't seen them in a while. It's been like over a month and I haven't seen them. So, I've been super, super sad because I miss my baby so much. Especially the baby, you know. I just gave birth to her. I was sick with C. diff. And that is, see, and I couldn't be around them because it's contagious. So I had my house to myself for a month. That would have been really nice had I not been sick. But I was sick the whole time. And I was running back and forth to the restroom because C. diff makes you have to poop all the time, usually in diarrhea. And it's like literally a 24-hour that you have to constantly poop. Then they stole my welfare benefits, and that's my only source of income right now. So I was devastated. I had to take some jewelry to the pawn store and pawn it so that I could be able to have cash in my, so I could be able to have this phone that I have right now. So I didn't have any money since they stole my money. I had to like create a police report and wait for them to respond to me, which they said is going to take up to 30 days. So in the meantime, I'm literally dead broke with no money. And nobody I could run to because the person I could run to, they stole it after they issued it to me. So I really believe that this is an inside scheme. I'm not going to tell no lie. I really, really, really believe that this is an inside scheme. And last year, they discovered that it was an inside scheme within HRA. That people's information, they was leaking it. And after they leaked clients' information, then when their benefits were available, they were robbed. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to... It's like dead skin because there's nothing in it. I was thinking something's in it, but it's just literally. And yes, these are my nails. You guys always ask me. And I'll try to tell you guys when it's not my nails and when it's acrylic. It literally took me 6 weeks to grow out my nails to this length because they kept breaking every time I would soak off the acrylic set because they were so paper thin. And that's crazy because I've soaked off acrylic set and my nails not been so fragile that they break on their own. And then I've had times where I've soaked off acrylic and my nails been really fragile. So yeah, see that? That's just skin. Today is communion at my church. It's the first Sunday of the month at my church that I attend. So I applied to get back into college for the fall 2024 semester. As you guys know, I was going to BMCC. I had transferred out of Toro because Toro's tuition was too expensive for my budget. So instead of getting the remaining tuition, they would end up still talking about you still need to pay $50 or $20 on top of my TAP and Pell that I received. And I would get the full TAP, the full Pell. So I'm currently on my menstrual and I am out of it. Like, if somebody wanted to knock me out naturally, that would be my menstrual. I'm telling you guys, no lie. No cap. So I'm currently on my menstrual. I would show you guys my room, but it's a mess right now. Yeah. Even though I usually show you guys my mess. So you guys know. You guys are my internet family. So I usually show you guys my mess or whatever because it's never that, I feel, it's never that bad that I can't show it. Because it's usually just a few clothes in the wrong place or needs to be folded up. So I have been out of it. When I say I have been out of it, I have been out of it. So I pounded my jewelry, went to AT&T, paid the down payment on this phone. I now have the iPhone 15 Plus. I'm learning how to work it because I'm not going to tell no lie. I'm not like excellent when it comes to iPhones. Even though I've had iPhones for the past 10 years, I'm still learning how to work it. I've had it now for less than 24 hours. And I'm like a baby in the candy store learning new stuff again. And I always like learning new stuff, however small or big it is. You know, as long as it seems to interest my palette of taste, then I always like learning little stuff. So I applied for the psychology. As you guys know, I have 64 college credits because I took you guys along with me every single day to college. And there's a lot of classes where I could not film and I didn't want to. I mean, I possibly could have filmed had I asked the professor his permission, and the students that's going to be in my film their permission. But then sometimes some people want a cut in order to be in your videos. So my videos are usually primarily about me. So it's 1 year since I got this tattoo, I think. Yeah, it's 1 year since I got this tattoo. I was pregnant when I got this tattoo last year. And I didn't know that I was pregnant last year when I got this tattoo. It's the Michelangelo hands reaching but not actually touching. I really like that. I really like that photo. When I had art class in college and when we went to the museum, I seen it and I fell in love with it, and I was like, it has to be on my body. I just have to have that artwork on my body. So here it is in red on my collarbone. What else? I told you guys I just woke up, so I'm going to be, you guys have been requesting different videos, and as I tell you guys, I film on my phone because I can take it with me, and if I want to give you guys a snippet of what's going on real quick, I can do that as well. I usually wait till I get back home, I'm not gonna tell no lie, and I have so many videos of me in the living room telling you guys what's going on while dancing. At the same time, my life update. So I was in the emergency room overnight. I thought I was dying. I was cramping so badly, and it turns out my menses was coming early. So it was like I literally had 2 menses in 1 month. And usually my cycle is every 28 days. So that was pretty weird that I got my menses twice in 1 month. And boy, was I cramping. So my menses usually last 4 days. It started on the 30th and today's the 2nd. So today should be the last day. If you guys need help keeping track of your menses while you're on the go, you can always use the health app that's located in your iPhone. In case you didn't know that, iPhones have a health app that it even tracks my diabetes when I have the Descom, but unfortunately my prescription expired. And then the pharmacy told me they would reach out to the doctor. And since I've been running up and down trying to get money together to get to my appointments and just live a day-to-day life with money in my pocket, yeah, tax money came and went, you guys. Tax money came in February. In April, and was gone before May. I swear to you guys, it literally was like, hi, bye, made a quick cameo. Nothing too long, nothing too short, just on time. And now I'm sitting back feeling dumb because with the amount I wanted to save something from that, but having 5 kids and living paycheck to paycheck, it's not really reality that you're gonna save something from that, because you're bound to spend it on the kids, especially if you're the only parent financially supporting them. You are bound to spend that money on the kids. So that's what I did. $20 here, $50 here. Can I get this? Can I get that? And before I know it, we were back to square one. Mama broke, living paycheck to paycheck. Well, yeah, living paycheck to paycheck, because I live off of every time I get paid. And YouTube didn't pay me last month, and I've lost a lot of subscribers. Here it is, I'm like, let's get to 100,000 subscribers, right? And every time I check my account, it's like negative 100 subscribers, negative 200 subscribers, negative 300 subscribers. And I'm just like, all these people unfollowed me at one time. But then again, that's how I used to get that's how I get my subscribers. It'd be like positive 1,000 subscribers, positive 500 subscribers in 2 days or a day. And I'd be like, wow, God is truly amazing. He's doing his thing. So pray for me and my kids, because Micah and me are literally the only ones that's not sick right now. All the girls are sick. And as you guys know, I have 4 girls, 1 boy. All 4 of my girls are sick and vomiting. I haven't figured out what it is that they have yet, because as I told you guys, I haven't seen them. And my mom has been doing homeopathic therapy for them, which I don't agree with after a certain amount of time. Like, it's been 2 weeks that they've been sick, and you have not brought them to the hospital to check them out. You just trying homeopathic methods, and they're still throwing up on and off and been sick, running fevers. At this point in time, you need to make sure it's not something, you know, more than what it seems to be. What else? I'm waiting to hear what the judge new decision is, because as you guys know, I slapped Micah Angela. As I told you guys in my video, I told you guys, I'm a person like this, right? Number one, I'm a human being. Everybody has their breaking point. Micah Angela was currently diagnosed with ADHD, and I didn't know that before I slapped her. Because I slapped her prompted them to reevaluate her, because they said that I'm not a violent parent, and if I slapped her, it must have been they did agree that the behaviors were a bit much for a 5-year-old, especially if you're a parent with multiple kids. You can't sit there with one kid throwing tantrums, behaving not appropriately for a 5-year-old. So it's been a struggle. Micah, as I told you guys, when I was crying when I was pregnant, I was so happy to be pregnant, because again, there's 9 years between Michaela and Micah Angela, 10 years between Micah Angela and Micah. So I was so happy to be pregnant again. Couldn't wait to have my bundle of joy. Still so happy she's here. So happy I had her. And then all of a sudden they started talking about the previous kids have been adopted. And I'm like, 10 years later, my past is still fucking with me. Like, when can I leave this behind? That's like a credit report, and it keep coming to bite you in the ass. So I was so devastated, so hurt. And then not only that, I came to find out my baby father was still with his baby mom. So he was living a double life. he was with me and he was claiming to be single and he was living with her and still sleeping with her and everything. So I left him in the beginning of my, well, actually, he actually ghosted me, you know, and I can't get over that. I told him, I said, I can never get over that hurt. His baby mom, how I found out, I told you guys in my story time. His baby mom called me on Messenger because she seen that he kept frequently calling this number on Messenger. So she called me on Messenger and I answered because sometimes you guys reach out to me on Messenger. I hope one day that I can host an event where I can meet my subscribers in person. That's my goals of being a content creator. YouTube, make it happen. So, yeah. And as you guys know, Messenger, you could video Messenger. So you could literally, it's almost like FaceTime. So, no, it's legit like FaceTime. So she called me and she shows me him in her bed sleeping. And I'm like, can you just do me one favor since this conversation has already gone there? Can you just go close to his face? I don't even remember what his face looks like at this point in time because we had like a quick, I want to say about 3 months. After 3 months, I became pregnant with our first child that we have together. Now it's 7 years later and I have 3 kids with this man. And yeah, I was traumatized because all my exes cheated on me. So when I met him at 26, I was thinking, man, you know, I was in my prime. I had my own roof over my head. I have something to offer now, right? No, that's not the case. These men will still live a double life. I mean, this man will come to see me when he wasn't working and when it wasn't nighttime. He was in my house for 3 months straight. And when it was his lunch break and he was working, he would come to the house. And then when I met him, he was doing construction. My baby father, I'm talking about, the girl's father. And yeah, you guys, I can never get over that. Not only that, during the video call, he told me that I was trying to pin a baby on him and Michelangelo wasn't his. And even Friday we spoke about this. I was telling him that, you know, he said, I forgive him. I said, no, we moved on with our relationship and we got back together and we've broken up over the course of 7 years. But I've never forgiven you for that. That is so hurtful. I'm not good enough woman, so you have to be, you know, that is very, very, very hurtful. To see your man that you're pregnant for in another woman's bed and in front of her telling her adamantly that you're trying to pin a child. Because when she called me on Messenger, she was like, he says that you're trying to pin this child. Because when she called me, I really wasn't trying to talk to her. So I was just like, you should ask him. And that was the first time she called me. You know, she basically was like, not in so many words, because this girl does not seem educated. She seemed really ghetto when she called me. But basically, not in so many words, she was asking me what was my relationship with Kenneth. And I was like, if you don't know our relationship and if you don't know who I am, you probably should ask Kenneth who I am, because at this point in time, I don't know who I am, because another woman is asking me what's my position in his life. So I have to reevaluate, because obviously I thought, as I told her, I thought I was his. That was after the conversations, because she called me back. She said, okay, I'm going to ask him. She called me back and she said, and she said, he says you the girl trying to pin a baby on him. And he even tried to deny in front of her that we were having sex. And I was like, yeah, we had sex. She called me like the Saturday. And I was like, yeah, we just had sex Friday. And we wasn't using protection or nothing. So I'm confused that another female is calling me, asking me what's my position with this man that I'm currently pregnant for. So Kenneth literally went MIA a week after I told him I was pregnant. He was happy. I found out I was pregnant less than 6 weeks, you guys. I was 1 week pregnant when I found out with Mike and Angela. So it was a very, very, very stressful pregnancy. And I ended up having a mental breakdown, developing postpartum depression, because I don't know if you know, but a lot of women develop postpartum depression because they're not being treated, even the basic decent human decency of how a woman should be treated alone, much less being pregnant. So they end up developing post-traumatic stress disorder. Not post-traumatic stress disorder, postpartum depression, because they end up in the pregnancy beating up themselves and wondering why they wasn't good enough to get the simple decency of being a only woman for that man financially contributing. I found out I was pregnant. I was looking into getting pregnant. I'm not going to tell no lie. I was looking into a sperm donor when I got pregnant. However, when I got pregnant, we did not plan the pregnancy. We were not trying for me to get pregnant. My IUD was faulty and it was hurting really badly. And I had it in for 7 years and 5 months. So I ended up having to take it out because it was so painful. And after I took it out, and I ended up getting pregnant really quickly afterwards. And I did not believe them when they said you would still be just as fertile as you was before you got the IUD installed. So I was thinking like, oh man, I had this thing in my body for almost 8 years. I should be like, have like a little bit of that medicine still inside my body, that I should not get pregnant before I go to the GYN again and decide my new method of birth control. However, that wasn't the case. I ended up pregnant after taking out that IUD. So, with Mike and Angela. relationship status. I am currently still in a relationship with my baby father. It's gonna be 7 years this year. We met when I was 26. I'm currently gonna be 33 this year. August of this year, I turned 33. I met him shortly after, a month after my 26th birthday. I met him September of 2018. And I've been with him now for going on 7 years. I really don't see myself with somebody else. I'm not saying that I won't move on and date somebody else or talk to somebody else. I just currently, it would be very difficult for me, for the simple fact that my past relationship was so traumatizing. And then when I broke up with Kenny in 21 and I started dating this guy, he robbed me $5,000 worth of jewelry. And he stole 2 diamond rings. And one was 17 something and the other one was like three and change. So that was, not only did he rob me, he gave me chlamydia. So he like, we dated for less than 6 weeks. And during the time that we dated, we were kind of saying that we wanted this to be official. We wanted to be with each other. And, you know, so we started having sex pretty fast. I was thinking he was going to be my long-term boyfriend. But then, like, certain stuff just, he came to see me smelling fishy of another woman's body. So I was like, he literally smelled like he had just had sex with the female and he did not bathe. Because the sex scent was so vivid on him. So I went to the doctor and I explained that to the doctor. So I received the antibiotics prior to getting the results. By the time I got home, the results was in. And they were like, yeah, you have... No, it actually took them like 2 days to give me the results. They were like, yeah, you have chlamydia. And it was so embarrassing because I've been going to the hospital for the past 10 years and I've never, do you hear me, y'all? I've been in multiple relationships. I've been engaged. I've been with partners that were just sexual benefits. I have never came back with a positive STD result until 2021. Ending of 2022, they diagnosed me with diabetes. I was just, I was devastated. So, yeah, woman, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because I don't know if I seen, Kenneth have made me do that. He have made me seen numbers in his phone, and I'm not the type of person to go through somebody's phone because I feel like that's your personal, and I feel like if you're doing me dirty, God is going to bring it to light. He's not going, you know, I'm a very prayerful person. And when I tell you, I was praying so hard and I was fasting so hard and I was so scared. I was And I went to the doctor, and I was so elated to find out that it was Angela I was pregnant with, and I didn't have an STD, because here it is, this girl, I mean, so he ghosted me. All the contact information that I had for him, he no longer needed to have a phone and call me, because he lived with his baby mom. So at the end of the day, he could still reap all the benefits of being in a relationship, and just not with me, you know? So that was traumatizing. Emotionally, Kenny has put me through the ringer. You guys know you guys are my diary. I go back and I watch videos of where I was at that point in time, and I look at myself and I go, that wasn't you, girl. And I go back and I watch my videos, and it was me. I experienced it. As much knowledge as I have, and a lot of women, sometimes you think like self-blame because you've been in so many relationships already, especially if you have multiple baby fathers. You start to think that you're the problem. And relationships aren't working out because you're the problem. I honestly believe that. I believe that I'm the problem, and I believe my my willingness to look over, like, there's some people, they like, if my man loses his job, he loses me. Okay? Those people are harsh to me. I respect them and everything, but those people are harsh to me. You have some people where they're like, if my man stops showing, it's called acts of affection, right? Acts of affection, I think, such as buying me gifts daily or weekly. The minute he can't do that, I'm leaving him. It's over. I overlook those stuff because I was with my partner. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm looking at so many different areas, and I feel like what happens is the way how I'm struggling in life, it softens me. So my original standards that I put up went through the window a long time ago, because if I'm with a man and he loses his job and we're together for a significant amount of time, and during that time that he does have his job, he's treating me the way he's supposed to treat me, then why should I leave him if he loses his job? So I was with Kenneth, and during the time that he ghosted me, he ended up losing his job. I tell y'all no lie, every time Kenneth had been fucked up to me or done some fucked up shit to me, some fucked up shit has happened to him. No, you guys, I'm a woman of God. Don't play with God's children. Don't play with God's children, and don't play with the children that he put inside of God's children from you, that you are the father of. Don't play with God's children. God don't play about me. I'm a serious artwork of his. He's not even done with me yet. He's still working on me. So he ended up losing his job. He ghosted me while I was pregnant. He ended up losing his job. And he was cheating on me with his baby mom. Then we got back together after he robbed me. I didn't know he robbed me. He was in the house and he was sick. He has never been sick since the time I know him. He has never been sick. He was in the house, and all of a sudden, we was living together at this point in time. This was after Michelangelo was born. She was about 9 months, and he robbed me. He stole my diamond necklace, and I didn't know, because I had other jewelry, and that jewelry had cost me $1,100, and it also was heavy. So because it was heavy, I didn't wear it a lot. So I just had it in the house, in the box. So I never went searching for it daily to see if it was there, because I live by myself with my kids and my baby father. So I didn't think that it would walk away on its own. So to say, I'm laughing, but I'm really not. I was crying. I was crying tears. I could cry right now just talking about it. So, like, I work very hard for everything I have. For as long as I can remember, I've been living paycheck to paycheck. I can't remember a time in my life where I wasn't living paycheck to paycheck, because I at least had one paycheck in the bank. And I'm 32, okay? So I'll be praying for change, because I know that's not how God wants me to live my life. But I'll take it. I'll live paycheck to paycheck rather than living with no check. So he robbed me, and he ended up in the house sick. And I said to him, "What did you do to me?" And he said, nothing. And that whole week he was sick. From then, he have developed stomach ulcers. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. It's just the timing of that these things happen. So he developed. I said to him, he looked like he was going to die in the house. I said to him, "Kenneth, what did you do to me? Just tell me." And he didn't want to tell me. And this man would sit in this house and die. It was just for him to tell me, "I stole from you. I'm sorry." No, that's not an easy, "I stole from you. I'm sorry." That's a big, like $1,100. That's big. that's a lot. That's a lot. But as I tell you guys, my choice of men are bad, because we never stay together. They always end up ghosting me, or leaving, or breaking up with me when they don't get their way. So then months later, I went to go put on the necklace. I was going out for a special occasion. I went to go put on the necklace, and the box and everything was still there, but there was no necklace inside. And for a couple of days, he was telling me he didn't know what happened to my necklace. And then he said he took my necklace to go get it customized. And on his way back from getting my necklace customized, he forgot it someplace. I was totally embarrassed. This man know he took my necklace and pawned it, because he wasn't working, and he was living off of basically whatever family members were able to, financially give to him during the time that he wasn't working. And that was one thing that always made me admire Kenneth, Kevin, and Percival. If they was in a financial bind, they could call their mother or father, and they would help them out. Me being that I aged out of foster care, if I was in a financial bind, I could never call my mother and father and they would help me out. I would just be without. So yeah, you guys, I literally, oh, this is my Hamza necklace. I changed the necklace, as I told you guys. I wanted it a little bit longer, so this is 24 inches silver necklace, and this is 1/10 carat diamonds and silver Hamza. So yeah, God don't play about me, you guys. Y'all out there leaving rude comments underneath my videos, being negative towards, because that's what it is. If somebody tells you their personal experience, remember they have to let down a certain part of their ego to admit that they experienced something that was unpleasant. So instead of being grateful, y'all leave hateful comments under my videos and stuff like that. It's like, how does that benefit you to judge me off of my experience in life? And I do understand that that this is the internet and I'm putting my life out there for a positive response, for a change in response, such as if I tell you I'm doing X and you know that Y is the right way, tell me under my videos that I should do Y so that I may do Y and not be doing X and suffering unnecessarily. Don't judge me under my video and tell me this and tell me that. Being a mother doesn't mean that you know everything. Being a mother doesn't mean that you have experienced everything. Being a mother means that you're still growing while your kids is growing, because I started being a mother early. I got pregnant at 15. I was in the group home. I didn't get pregnant. See, some people, they start, they're very judgmental and they don't even know your story. I was living in a group home in the Bronx, and I would go back and forth to see my baby father in Brooklyn, and I became pregnant for him, and he ghosted me. He changed his phone number, and I never showed up at his house out of the blue. Then I went to search for him, and they said he no longer lives there. So I was sitting there pregnant, didn't know my baby father's whole name, didn't know his social. God blessed me that when I went to give birth, he came to the hospital, and he came to the hospital and he went to sign the birth certificate, but they told him that they told us confidentiality. The woman wasn't supposed to tell us this, but the unit clerk in the hospital that takes care of the birth certificate told us that they would send him to jail, because in New York City, being pregnant as a minor for somebody that is over 18 is illegal. So we end up ripping up that that birth certificate application, and I don't know this man's social. I don't know his date of birth. I don't know his full name, and I have a kid with him. I mean, why would you necessarily need to know this stuff? I mean, no, honestly. If something happened to that person, they need to go to the hospital and seek medical attention. So you knowing their name and their information ain't helping nothing. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, having kids, I filled out job applications for this man where I entered his social security number. However, I never I never kept track of that information. I never was like, oh yeah, I got your information, because I was 15 years old. I was living my life. Didn't think that I was going to get pregnant anytime soon, being that he was 33 when I met him and he already had 4 kids. I didn't think that I was going to get pregnant anytime soon. I was in the relationship. He actually told me that he didn't want to have any more kids. So, but he knew that I was on birth control because I was 15 and I wasn't currently sexually active before I met him. So after I met him, then I became currently sexually active. And then after I got pregnant, and I showed him the sonogram and the paper of my expected due date, he just started telling me that I couldn't go out no more. And I was just like, what are you talking about? I'm a girl from the group home. We go party every night. We drink, we smoke every night. What do you mean that I can't go? We wasn't talking about me smoking and drinking. He said, you can't. I said, obviously, that's not a problem. Me smoking and drinking, stopping because I'm pregnant. However, you telling me that I could no longer go out and hang with my friends because I'm pregnant for you, that we ain't gonna do. And he got mad and he folded me up in like a pretzel. No, I slapped him. I think he asked me, what would his wife think? Some shit like that. And I said, wife, and I slapped the shit out of him. I swear, I slapped him as if Jesus was coming from heaven. This hand hit his face, and the mouth went like, The way how I slapped him when he told me that he was, I now know, after he bended me up in a pretzel for slapping him, he was so mad. He looked at me and I was thinking to myself, he can't do nothing to me, right? Because I'm pregnant for him. And he bent me up in a pretzel. And then I understood that, yes, I can still get my booty whipped by him for putting my hands on him, whether I was pregnant or not. So, I have not seen or spoken to my baby father. Micah is going to be 17 in December. I have not seen Kevin or spoken to Kevin in... It's been, it's been, Micah have not seen him since he was 5. So it's been 11 years that Micah have not seen him. I have not seen or spoken to him since Micah was about 19 months. I have not seen, I want to say 11 months. I'm sorry. Since Micah was 11 months was the last time I seen or spoken to him. Since then, I don't know if he's alive or dead. I have not seen or spoken to him. Yeah, but this is basically a vloggy vlog. I'm missing my kids. I would really, really, really like to see them, especially the baby, hold my baby in my arms. And then you have the parents that give up the children. Like, that's what my family was telling me. If my baby fathers was not going to be active part of me and the kids' life, that they was going to take my kids and just take them from me. I would no longer hold the responsibility of taking care of these kids, because in our culture as Jamaicans, the father and mother raises the kids together until they become an adult. So, being that I was so young, when I got pregnant, that's what they were trying to do. So I stopped talking to my family, because I think they didn't understand the fact that I was in foster care with nothing and nobody. And then I got pregnant and I had somebody. No matter how I struggled, then you get in the relationship with a man and you have somebody. So no matter how you're struggling and no matter what you're going through, you now have somebody. So how could you possibly take away that somebody that you now have? Like, that's cruel. It's inhumane. So I thank God I was never adopted when I was in foster care, because I never wanted to be adopted, because I'm not looking for a mother and a father. You know, let me be quite frank. Matter of fact, I don't even think, because I've been in foster care so long by myself and raising myself, you know, somewhere along the line, my mind, what I accept, if I was to be totally honest, you know, it's not like I'm accepting a man beating me up, but the financial abuse, because if what you make is yours and what I make is mine and the kids, how is that fair? You know what I'm saying? Like, Micah Angeli is 5 months and Kenneth have not bought not even one piece of clothing, not even a pacifier for her. Micah Angela is 5. He's bought her a pair of Jordan. He's bought her 2 pair of Jordans. He's bought her multiple outfits. You know, and this is a child that he denied, that he knew was his. He knew was his. I had been celibate for 2 years before I met Kenneth. And so there was no way that, you know, I'm so happy that every time I got pregnant, there was no way, because I've lived a life. I've lived a life. I've lived a life where I slept with multiple guys, and I thank God that I never got pregnant during those times, because it would have been like, who is the father? But I thank God that that was never the case with any of my kids. Any of my kids, whoever I tell you their father is, y'all can paternity test them. That's going to be their father. Matter of fact, I'm be the idiot to tell you, could you paternity test them? They're going to tell me, no, we don't need to. If they sign in the birth certificate and they're agreeing that they're the father. Please. So this idiot, so I can move on. Because how dare you sleep with me and then accuse me of infidelity the minute I get pregnant? Before I was pregnant, I was an infidel, right? But all of a sudden I get pregnant. Now I've been infidel. Yeah, y'all, but that's basically what's been going on. I'm enjoying my new bed and my new sheets. I'm enjoying it so very much. So, yeah. It's early in the morning. It's Sunday morning. Today I plan on going to church, taking communion, reaching out to God to have him be who he wants, to have me be who he wants me to be and not who I want to be, because the flesh is weak. If I'm doing something that's unapprovingly or so horrible or terrible, pray for me. Don't judge me, you know. Yeah, guys, let me know what other videos you guys would like to see. Thumbs up this video, share it, like it, subscribe to my channel to stay updated with me and my life. Be blessed as I do the same. Again, this is Brownie from Manhattan, New York. Mwah.